Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 8 of Convention Help Desk. Today we're going to be talking about the cosplay or con repair kit. Doesn't matter which one you call it, same thing. So I actually have this, but there's shit in it. This is a small sewing kit. I got this at Joann's, and it was the only one they had. It's kind of ugly, but whatever. Looks like it looks like an old person's type of sewing kit. Like, whatever. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the design on it. But, you know, just, it works. It fits in a suitcase and all that kind of stuff. So, for those of you who don't have one of those, or you can't afford it because your cosplay costs you too much money or something, or the con costs you too much money, then they have the pockets in the suitcases, like the front pockets that are smaller. You could use that too, or even a shoulder bag or something. Anything really, whatever you can fit your stuff in. So, before we begin, I'm going to tell you a couple things, just generalized things about repair kits. So, there are no required items. Like, you don't actually have to bring it. Somebody will have some stuff to help you somewhere in the convention. And there will be usually a repair station that'll have a bunch of stuff. So you technically don't even need to use your stuff because that's free to use. But some conventions, people haven't actually set up that kind of room. You know, things like that. It's an actual like panel room that someone uses, and they have it open from a certain time to a certain time, and then once that time's up, it's over. You can't go there. But it's usually like most of the day, like 12 hours or 13 hours out of the day, if they do have them. But some conventions don't have them. There's no one to run it, so sometimes it just doesn't happen. So second, you want to bring what you need. Don't overpack it. That actually, the things over there, the kit, it's small and I fill it up, basically. I don't fill anything over what will fit in there. I make sure it'll close, and that's it. Nothing else goes with me. So, if I want to bring something like thread, I'll sometimes bring a bobbin of thread rather than a spool of thread because it's smaller. So it's just a little space-saving technique I've come up with. And I have a couple other things like the extra needles that I have in a little bottle thing. It's like this big and like that big all the way around, and you can fit like 100 needles in there, I think, and it's nice and small. So I use that, and it came with my needles actually, so that was kind of cool. But I got extra needles and put them in there, and it's just packed with needles, and it's really awesome. I don't know where it is right now. I think it's actually in one of my other bags, and I'm just not going to look for it, but we'll get to that later. So, there are some main items you need, like literal main items that like are going to help you. Again, these aren't required, but if you bring a thing like this, these are things that most people are going to bring. So, the sewing items, which what I was talking about, thread and needles, things like that. So I got a little tiny list here. It's a little tiny straightforward list. Let's see, needles, thread, straight pins, seam ripper, fray block, etc., etc. So I have fray block right here. This stuff is pretty cool. It's like a sealer thing. You use it. Yeah, you can hear it. It's just liquid. You use it like this. I don't have anything here. Let's use my knife here. You like say if this was a fraying edge, you would put this along the edge, and it would stop it from fraying. That's what that stuff does. That stuff is really good to have for people who don't have things like sergers or things like that, or if they have to have a raw edge of something for some reason, like a ripped edge or something, that'll keep it from further fraying, but it'll still look ripped. So I used that on my Cloud Kingdom Hearts 1 cape. I burned the bottom of it, so it still didn't do much, but it was still fraying in spots, so I've used that over it, and it stopped the rest of it from fraying so that it wouldn't rip up and look nasty, but it still looked all burnt and like it was ripped up. It's really, really weird. Also, speaking of burning things, a lighter is a good idea too. Doesn't have to be obviously this unearthed lighter because this is a metal band. I got this back in like 2007, 2008. Yeah, I think 2007, and it still works. So as you just saw, so a lighter is a good thing to have if you need to burn off excess something. Like if you have an edge of something, you're sewing something on, and you need to get rid of that like those pieces, and say you forgot scissors. Lighter is a good way to do that too. And if you smoke, you probably have a lighter. So that's a good reason to bring it too, I guess, but don't smoke. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Anyway, so then you also got things like scissors. Duh, obviously. I like have some stuff just laying down here, so as it's not obvious. Fabric glue. Last minute fixes. This is really good for. This is actually almost gone. This is like, don't replace sewing with this if you can help it. You can use this to like tack something down in place to sew it together or something, but it will not stay forever like a stitch will. It will eventually start coming undone. It's hard to wash things like this, so don't like do entire don't do seams with this. Don't ever do seams with glue, but bring it just in case you need it for something else. Maybe you have a one-shot costume and you're like, this is the only time I'm wearing it. I don't fucking care what happens to it. So, and it has like little circles on it or something, and you get like circles made out of pleather or something, and you want to glue them down. Just glue them down. It's not a big deal. Something like that. So just have that, readily available just in case. What else do I have? Yeah, that was the glue. Oh, as well as glue, I don't know where it is. I have another glue. Yeah, I can't find it, but I have Loctite. It's like one of those glues that are like gel-like. It's goopy. It's really good for holding a lot of things together. That, Gorilla Glue, liquid nails, things like that. Bring regular glue if you have props and stuff that need regular glue. So, or accessories even. And regular super glue if you need regular super glue for anything. The Gorilla Super Glue is actually better than the regular Super Glue, and it doesn't foam up like the regular Gorilla Glue does. That was hard to say. Anyway, but yeah, so that's a good super glue to have too. Atlas actually uses that over regular super glue normally, and it's way better. So I suggest not buying regular super glue, just buying Gorilla Super Glue because it's so much better. Another thing would be, I don't have them over here, they're over there actually, but you know what they are. They're safety pins. You know what a safety pin looks like. You know what a safety pin is used for. Everybody uses safety pins for something. You can find a use for them. They're good for anything. So just bring some of that. I have a little baggie actually, like looks like a like a drug baggie, sadly, but it's a tiny bag, and I put all my big safety pins in it because I have like tons of the big ones, so they're not gonna like go to waste or anything. I'm not gonna use them all, so that's the best ones to use because the little ones are all weak that I have. Just pile them in a bag and bring them in a bag. It's easy. You can just use them for whatever you want. Another thing is things like paints and paintbrushes. So those are also over there. That I can't get to them. There's stuff in my way. But you know what paint and paintbrushes look like. If you have a prop, get some paint. You're gonna paint it. So bring extra touch-up paint. You can get acrylic in the same colors as you can get spray, but it's really hard to like get the exact ones. Most of the silver and gold ones match no matter what ones you get, but most of the other ones don't. So if you know ahead of time that a touch-up paint looks good, or even get like the same, bring your spray paint if you have room. You don't have to put that in the thing, obviously, just put it in the bag. Bring it if you need to. Whatever you do, don't use it in the room, like in the hotel room or the convention space. Go outside where there's nobody, like in an area where there's nobody. Or if you have a balcony on a room, close the balcony door and do it off the balcony if it's not raining. That's the best idea. We've done that and it worked just fine. So that's a good place for that. I don't have this on me either because it's packed away somewhere else. But makeup is a good thing to bring too. Not just like the makeup for like, regular old like foundation and eyeliner and stuff. No, scar makeup. I've covered this in Things to Not Forget, which is in that video. Hopefully I have room over there to post a little thing. If not, then it'll be over here. But it'll be another video you guys can go watch where I talk about Things to Not Forget. This was also in episode 1. I also linked the video. But scar makeup and things like that, or face paint, or that kind of stuff. Don't forget that stuff. You can put that in your con thingy too. They're good to remember to have. Alright, so we're going to move on to the not important stuff, because all that stuff was pretty much important. But this is the non-important stuff, and I don't have everything because this part was mostly Atlas's list, because I only have some of this stuff. So hair gel and hairspray is really good, because you're gonna need that. If you bring wigs, you're gonna probably bring that anyway. But some people don't remember to. I have a lot of, actually, I think only one roommate I've ever had has actually brought in their own hairspray and hair gel, or whatever, the spiking gel. And I'm the only one who ever seems to bring it. So, bring it. Wig combs, bobby pins. Oh yeah, I have some of those. Bobby pins. See if I can get just one off. You guys know what a bobby pin is. They make wig pins too they look like bobby pins, but they're bigger and stronger, and they hold wigs in better. But bobby pins are good for if you need to just put your hair up before you put the wig on. But they do hold the smaller, not so heavy wigs. They do work better than the wig clips. You don't, or the whatever wig pins. You don't need those. The bobby pins will work for just a typical wig. That it doesn't have to be supported too much. Bias tape is a good thing too. I'm actually out of bias tape. I use it for like everything, but bias tape is like, let's say I wanted to cover this, like say this was a flat edge and I wanted another color here, like I wanted red around it. Bias tape is where it's folded over. They make a bias tape, the one I use a lot because there's a lot of trims on anime costumes and stuff. And it's folded over. It's basically like, it looks like this. It's folded over like that, and then you go like this, and then you sew it down. So that's what bias tape is basically. And then yeah, get into whatever colors you need though. But let's see, what else? Pliers. These are wire cutter, but you know what pliers are. You know what they're used for. Yeah, whatever. And the wire for the wire cutters. There's a 3-pack at the Dollar Tree over here, so they're probably at every Dollar Tree or most Dollar Trees, but they're actually like this thick. They're really thick. They're like 9 yards each, I think, of wire, which is a lot. It's not really strong, but you can double it up and whatever. It just takes more time, but it's $1 for 3 9-yard things. So it's 9 yards times 3, 27 yards of wire. That's a lot. So it's really good to use, but you need the wire cutter. They'll wreck scissors, so use the wire cutter. Let's see, hammer. You know what a hammer's for. Most people don't need a hammer, but if you do, you do. Oh, rivet and button kits. Not these kind of buttons. These kind of buttons. A snap. These don't just go on. You have to actually have a kit that puts them together. Buy the kit, bring it if your thing has a lot of those. If you lose a button, you have to put a new one on. And you can't just go, oh, I need to put the buttons on. It doesn't work that way. You need to actually take the item off, and you need to put the kit like together and put everything on, and it takes a while. So bring those too. And they're small, so you can actually probably put them in whatever bag you're carrying, which is pretty cool. So we're down to just a few things here. Heat gun. You don't really need to bring it. I wouldn't bring it if you can help it, but you never know when you do need it. Whatever you're going to use it for, just use it for whatever. I use it for shaping foam for different pieces. Usually your pieces are already going to be shaped and done, and I've never heard of anyone bringing a heat gun to a convention. So, but if you need it, then you need it. String. This is string. So, you know what string is. Not thread, actual like rope and string and stuff. Some characters have that. I have no idea what you'd use it for, but if you need it, you need it. I have some because I use it for the pole things for the Organization 13 from Kingdom Hearts. They have those poles. I use them for that. So if one breaks, something happens to it, or if it gets like a nasty color on it or something, I can just switch it out, make a new one, unglue everything, and just glue it back together with a new one in it. But that's all I use it for. And the last one, is multi-tool. This is a screwdriver, but this is a multi-screwdriver. It has extra screwdriver pieces in it. This is a multi-screwdriver, not a multi-tool, but it's close enough. It's the only thing I can think of. And then regular little ones. But a multi-tool, one of those things that looks like, they look like pliers, like you can open them up and they turn into pliers. And then they have like the extra things on the inside. Multi-tools, yeah, get those. Those are pretty cool. As well as, like I showed you earlier, a box knife or something. This was just like the best one I have. I love this one. I got this one for $3 at Fred Meyer's. They don't sell them anymore, but you can get just like a knife, like a utility knife or whatever. The utility knives usually aren't as good as box knives because box knives have a thicker blade and they usually are more steady in place, whereas utility knives have the thing on the side where it makes it go really long and you can break away at them, and they're really thin blades because they have to be able to break away. So I don't suggest those over a box knife, but they also, you know, when they're longer and you're cutting something that's thick but really easy to cut, then you can cut all the way through in one cut. So it just depends on what you're doing. But that's all I have. I don't have anything else like that me and Atlas could think of for this. But if you guys have anything else, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Say what you guys put in yours, maybe. Maybe it'll help other people to read the comments if you guys tell us what you put in yours. So you never know. And I might even do a thing where I read the comments off for like commenting on this video, and I'll read off what you guys also put for other suggestions so people can see what you guys want without having to look at all of the comments. So I'll do that too. Yeah, so that's all. So the next episode, I'm going to talk about something that I just experienced this weekend, basically, because I've never actually had this before. It's never been this bad. So what we're going to talk about is being ready for the different types of weather. So we literally just experienced this on Sunday at SoccerCon, and you know, me and Atlas did, and we learned a huge lesson from it. So I'm just going to talk about it. This will probably be a lot shorter of a video because there's not a whole lot of weather types to talk about, because if it's hurricaning, you're not going to fucking go, and it's probably not going to even happen, so you don't have to worry about that. But you know, things like that. So we're going to talk about that in the next episode. So stay tuned until then, and I will see you guys later. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you happen to like this and my other videos, why not go over to Twitter and give me a follow at @J_cause. And while you're there, use the hashtag JTopics to give me suggestions for videos or ask me questions for a Q&A. Alright, have a good one and see you guys later.